Welcome, welcome, welcome to On the Couch with the Goon. It's your boy, the Goon, and I got my special guest, the Machine Gun, Draco Bay.
Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. What's up, Goonie?
Oh shit, man! I'm just chilling, man. We got another little guest in here, my man,
Okay.
Jeremy Tisdale, that came up in the
What's up?
building.
Okay,
What's
young
going
Tizzy
on,
in the
man?
building.
Yeah, you try to tell people what the fight outcome's going to be, but they don't want to listen to you.
Hey, look, we
Oh,
getting ready to
oh.
get into it, man. But introduce yourself, man, and everybody know where you from, where you at.
Hey, North Carolina, Butner, no more Reese. Yeah, Wake Forest right now. So,
Hey,
Okay.
how you doing, man? How's the family?
man, boys growing like weeds. Actually got one dude under investigation out in Arizona trying to pretend he was somebody he wasn't, trying to groom my boy, my oldest. So I got him
What?
hooked up right now. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
How is it? You in North Carolina? You say I went to school. I got kicked out of school in Charlotte, North Carolina. I
Okay.
went to Johnson C. Smith.
All right.
Yeah. So you in Charlotte or where you at?
Wake Forest.
Oh, Wake Forest. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You Tim Duncan land.
Yeah.
Duncan, Slim Duncan.
Let's
Yeah.
don't go there because Maurice already knows who my basketball player is. We'll be here all day.
Oh, there you go. There you go. What's up? My
Drico, why,
brother is in here.
why you always get kicked out of some shit, Drico?
That wasn't my fault, though. That wasn't
Yeah,
my
I know.
fault.
That time, it wasn't my fault.
What
That
had
time.
happened
Yeah,
was,
All right, man.
yeah.
Kwame, go on and introduce yourself, man. Everybody know you is, but just in case somebody not on that
oh
that know
yeah,
you.
y'all already know. Loyal to the game. We in here, man. We in here, man. We about to cook on this classic fight from last night, man. This is a classic.
Hey,
Man,
man. I'm
definitely.
glad. I just telling Drico, I didn't get a chance to tell Jeremy. For a person that didn't want to see that fight, that third fight, man, I'm glad I tuned in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was an awesome fight, man.
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah. That's
It
fight
was.
of the decade, bro. You don't see them
Possibly,
In that
that in a
division,
lifetime,
definitely.
bro.
possibly. That
I
go.
think go ahead,
I would
Corner.
say yeah, like that go down in history books with those classics, like like Ali Frazier, like
I was
that's a
just gonna say
classic.
that.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
classic
was just
fight,
gonna say
man.
that.
You know
High
what's
five
crazy
him.
about it?
Yeah,
Even though, like, I figured that Fury would win because he had more tools in the box. At any point, at any time in that fight, you could not count out Deontay Wilder, bro. Like, you know
No.
what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
his mo.
bro.
That's
I
his
was on the
mo.
that
edge of
fourth
the
round, I
seat.
thought it was over, bro.
Every punch, I was at the edge of the seat, like, cause it could have
Fury
changed
looked
with either
dejected
way.
in that last shot that he took. I'm sorry, the first one, he
hmm
got dropped. The look
hmm
that he had on his face wasn't good,
Yeah, it
man.
wasn't. Yeah, he was hurt. I
Yeah,
was like, there just wasn't enough time in the round. Like,
Yup.
if there was more time in the round, it might have got stopped. And you know, not to do with anything, but I had found Andre Ward to be. I don't say he was biased towards Fury. I don't think that's the
I
right
heard
word.
someone say that. I couldn't hear the commentary because I
Yeah,
had so
but
many
it was
people on.
interesting that Andre Ward said during the fight that the count for Fury was incredibly slow. And that's not something I would have expected him to say. So,
Which count was they referring to, the first or the second
but
one?
he said
Because
both of them was slow. He said both, and that just showed me that Andre Ward do know how to call it down the middle. I do respect that about him at times. So sometimes I don't respect some of the things he says. I definitely respect him as a man and a fighter. I just disagree with some of the things he said, but I was so engulfed in the fight, I wasn't even looking at the count. I was just
yeah, so
like,
that's why I didn't comment on it
I
when you
didn't
just said
comment
it.
on it, but
Because,
he mentioned it like twice, like something's up the count.
but you know what, man? Like, it's always been a long count in boxing. Like, you can go
Yeah.
back on all the big knockouts or whatever, and somebody's always gonna yell a long count.
You
Even
look
when
at Douglas
right,
and
Tyson
Tyson.
knocked Buster
Douglas and
Douglas
right,
out,
Tyson.
it should
Yeah.
have been over
That was
with.
13 seconds. He was down on the floor.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And then they put that same knockdown with Buster Douglas, Tyson, and
Mm-hmm.
with Wilder and Fury won.
Mm.
And they got up at the exact same time.
Mm.
bro. It was just so exciting last night, man. I be hearing my father, Thomas Hearns and Ray Leonard. That's a little bit, you know, before me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But I hear my father say, "Man, these Thomas Holmes, they don't fight like they used to fight." And I think we witnessed, like to piggyback off what my brother Kwame said. I think we witnessed history, a
yeah.
classic now,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. It's
I
hard
think
to
our
be.
kids is gonna be talking about this fight right here, bro.
Yeah.
This
In
was
Nah.
it.
my opinion, Wilder shouldn't even hold his head. Really,
Nah.
like I've been
At
a
all.
hard person on him.
Yeah, I know.
He should not
Oh
hang his
yeah.
head.
Yeah,
Like, you
at
know what I'm
all.
saying? He fought with so much heart last night. I didn't think it was in him.
Oh, I knew that was in him though. I always knew that was in
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I always knew that. I always knew that was in him. But again, like even though I was rooting for Wilder, like if you love the sport of boxing, that was just a great fight, regardless of who won
Regardless of
or
who
who
won.
who lost. Because sometimes there's honor in sometimes taking a loss. I mean, one person has to win, one person has to lose, or it could be a draw. But on the flip side of that, like you said, there was no reason for Wilder to hold his head down on that. And then and then like going on social media, because what I've been doing lately is I just will go on Facebook to check it, and then I'll just delete the app because like I was just having a problem. I was just on it way too
Put
much.
too much time into it.
Yeah, it's just way too much time. So I go on and check it. I just make sure I delete. Once I start seeing notifications, I delete it. Because it just interrupt too much for me. And just taking sometimes like when you take a break from stuff and you come back to it, you like you
Too
don't
much of a
understand.
good thing is a bad thing sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't even know if it's a good thing because it's like seeing something, not realizing how you was part of something when you get to take a break from it and then look at it and come reintroduce you like, damn, because just like some of the comments you see on there, just like,
I told you they'd be preposterous, man. Like
yeah, you
some of the
just
things people say.
tearing, you just tearing Wilder down. And like, all right, I could understand people from the UK, you know, saying whatever based on how the second fight went, but just to be tearing him down because when you look at it, Mike Tyson been knocked out.
All the greats.
You know what I'm saying? George Foreman, but it's like we have and this is just me personally, and it might have been like this because we ain't had social media back then, but it
Yeah,
seems like back then we had men that was more like men. Men would seem to be a little bit more manly. Now it's like a whole bunch of gossipy type dudes and trying to tear dudes down. Boxing is a very masculine, macho sport to me. You
definitely.
know, and you sit around, you hear these people talking. I'm like, can you take a punch from a 300-pound 6'9" dude?
Right.
You sitting here, you know what I'm saying? Can you take that type of punishment? Because from what I saw, and I was telling you this earlier today on the phone. Like, if any of you brothers ever saw The Last Samurai, with Tom Cruise, when he was did you see that, Drico? The Last
I didn't
Samurai?
see it.
Oh, you ain't
I
see
didn't
it?
see it.
Good
Israel,
movie.
you seen that movie?
Good movie.
You seen
Good
it?
movie. Now,
It's about honor.
yeah, do you remember when Tom Cruise was playing around with the kid with the sword, and then the samurai got mad, and then he started sparring. He kept knocking him down, and
Yeah.
Tom Cruise just kept trying. He kept trying. As long as he had breath in him, he was going to try to get
Gonna
up
keep
till the
coming.
dude put him out. And that's what I saw out of Wilder yesterday. And from a fan of boxing, right? You have to respect that. You know, you you see AJ get hit upside his head by Ruiz and quit. He sat on his knee and looked up and said he ain't want no more. You know what I'm saying? You see Kell Brook look at Errol Spence, he ain't want no more.
True.
Wilder damn
I
near
agree.
went
I
face
agree.
face down, and whatever marbles or scruples he had left, he was still trying to get up.
True.
And you have to respect that in fighters. This is a warrior sport. This is just part of the sport. Knockouts, winning, losing, there being a draw, and at least in this fight, we weren't cheated by a ref. You know, we weren't cheated by judges. It played out. You know, and
So moving forward, I mean, what do you think going forward?
in terms of in what respect?
Just like what we talked about yesterday, like the whole division of boxing, because we was gonna revisit the fact that where do we go now? Like now that trilogy is over with.
Well, Tyson Fury versus I guess the winner has to fight Dillian White, right?
Correct.
So then they're gonna try to set up him and Usyk.
Unless maybe they can get him to step aside, but I don't got him stepping aside because he's been waiting for a long time.
Right. Him. I think it'll be him and Usyk. They're looking for to make Tyson Fury that legendary, undisputed.
He's on the right track.
For him to be that guy of this era. I mean, he has such a great. When you look back at it, he has a great story in terms of the being on drugs and the quote unquote mental illness and all of this other stuff, and then coming back to the sport. And mind you, I don't like Tyson Fury, but I could just be objective, because I'm not going to sit up. And another thing that really annoyed me, and now I see why you acted the way, both you guys acted, how y'all acted after the second fight is, some of these boxing channels is annoying. Because I watched the fight now, right? And I'm like, okay, well, Deontay Wilder, he lost. That was my guy. I know how I felt about Tyson Fury gloves and all this and that from before. But there's nothing. This fight. It is what it is.
Right. It's no excuses to be made.
Sometimes it's just more honorable just to, if you took an L.
That's it.
You took an L.
That's it. Yeah.
If you wrong, be a man and say my bad. Don't you keep going,
that's what turned me off about dude, though. You know what I mean? It was just too many excuses. Yeah. If it was just one, I'm cool. Right. But like
that's what Kwame was saying. Like, he could see our point that it was just too much going on. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I saw y'all point. It was too much going on. I didn't fall into everything Wilder was saying, and I'm not going to say that Breland did this and that person did this. I say, as a man, that man has a right to express what he chooses to express, have his own viewpoint, and feel the way he want to feel. Fire whoever he want to fire. Because without him, there's no jobs for these guys. So this is his shit. He the one making tens of millions of dollars and delegating. He's the employees, like he said. They're the boss, they're the employees.
He made a good point.
Right.
I agree.
Right. Whether you like that shit or not, that's the reality of it. So
hey, Tisdale, jump in there, man. If you want to say something, man, we don't be waiting on you to say nothing.
Get busy, Tizzy.
Tizzy need to get busy.
I'm gonna tell him, I give Wilder all the credit in the world. Man had heart. Yeah. I mean, you got a dude hitting you in the face and you still getting up, that's hard. But as I mentioned on Facebook earlier, I think Wilder already lost the fight before he ever started.
Yeah.
He never once, when he stepped into that ring, even looked over at the other corner. Never looked at Tyson Fury. And at the stare off, when they had to call him to the center, his eyes, he just wasn't there. And Mike Tyson would always tell you listen to Mike Tyson, he always knew his opponents were beat just by looking at them in the eyes.
Yeah, the mental warfare. Yeah.
And, when they first come out, the first 2 rounds, Wilder was boxing. Going to the body, coming to the head, going to the body, and then he stopped.
He stopped for some reason. I don't know why he stopped doing it.
It's like what you said. You get punched, you revert back to who you are.
Right. Who called that, baby?
Yeah, and that's what I was waiting. That's what I was waiting to see.
I thought Tyson Fury was trying to be a puncher the first 2 or 3 rounds, trying to one punch KO him, and he realized after getting hit in the head a couple of times that ain't gonna work. He gonna have to go back to boxing, and that's what he did.
I'm gonna give you something too, not to cut you off, but Malik really did have a good game plan. Wilder just didn't stick to it.
Right. That's
right. I agree.
He was trying to get Wilder to make Fury drop his guard a little bit.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's why he was going to the body.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh Lord, I'm like this gonna be ugly if you catch him.
Yeah, because it's sooner or later. Because while the punch hard enough and
You gotta respect it.
taking them body shots, no matter how much fat you have on you,
Yes.
it's after a while it's gonna be an issue. So
you gotta respect it. Yup.
But you know what? But that's the thing. There's levels. There's levels to fighters from a mental aspect, because what that reminded me of as well was Derek James and Jamel Charlo against Castano.
What do you mean?
In terms of your corner giving you
the
right
instructions on what to do, but then it's about the fighter being able to have it mentally together to go execute it when they go out there. You know, sometimes, you know, and you know, not to jump back to Spence, but I think that's the biggest difference I see with Spence and Jamel Charlo with Derek James is when Derek James tells Spence to do something, opposed to the Porter fight. I'll just not say the Porter fight.
He was trying to prove a point in that Porter fight.
Yeah, in that fight,
he can't get out muscle.
Yeah, but I think it was more than that though. Like a lot of people think it was like he was just trying to prove a point that he couldn't be out muscle. Yeah. I feel like he just tried to fight him because he wasn't focused for camp and all of that stuff.
I feel Porter's going to make you fight him.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And it's like if you ain't 100% there where you like practice your game plan and all of that stuff, you're not just trying to drop 20 pounds of liquor weight in camp. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it may be harder for you
to pepper wings and shit like that.
Right, Wingstop. You know, it's like it might be harder for you to go in there and stick to a plan. You might just have to be the type of person where you just gonna fight off your natural instinct, especially if you in your soul feel like, yo, I'm just better than this guy, so I'm gonna just fight him. You know what I'm saying? Because if I go try to execute something and I didn't really perfect that game plan in camp, I'm gonna have a problem. But there's levels to it because Sugar Hill gave Fury his instruction and he followed it.
He followed
to a T.
Yeah. Tell him about what we were talking about earlier. I want to touch on that. How I told you that I understood where Wilder was coming from, but I hate that he did what he did. Other than dapping up Fury.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it, and I felt like when Tyson Fury mentioned it in the post fight, it was like, yeah, you should have just dabbed the dude up and kept it pushing.
You got that.
Yeah, you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it don't hurt to say that somebody, the best heavyweight in the world, beat
you. I can see that. Professionally, I can see that. I can see where y'all coming from, but morally and from the street, I know why he didn't dab him up.
Right, but this ain't the street.
You know, you tried to kill me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You tried to kill me, right? And you hurt me bad. You did it my face. You know what I'm saying? I fought you. I carried myself like a man. I carried myself professionally, but I still got my morals and my principles as a man.
Right.
I'm not gonna dab you up.
I agree
with you. But us as fans, I just felt that, like, for me, this trilogy
I can see where it turned some fans off.
Yeah, you know, well, the trilogy's dead now. Yeah. All the showmanship and all this shit that they doing, that, you know, I felt the fuck your mama line was way over the line. I would have lost my shit, you know, but the trilogy dead now. You said what you said. I said what I said. We fought. Now it's over.
You see, if based off of that, you see when it got personal to that extent.
Yeah.
Wilder really believes what he believes.
He really believes it.
He really believes it. Even even what happened to him, it's I think passion is a great word, but it's like you said, Drake. Like if you feel like somebody tried to kill you, you know, in a sport or something like that, and then they defeat you anyway later because they better than you or whatever.
He's better than you.
You just still might be like, fuck this motherfucker. Like I don't even care. Like,
right.
Bro, I'm a sore loser.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, kids don't know this. You know, I'm a sore loser, bro. But at some point, bro, you gotta like, bro, you won.
Yeah.
And bro, Drake beat me, bro. And he the number one, bro. I lost to the number one heavyweight. Yeah, I'm fucked up. I lost. But
Goon, if I was shooting at you outside the arena, we come into the arena and we handle ourselves as men. Then we walk away. I'm shooting at you again after we have the press conference. Yeah, it's kind of hard to shake your hand, bro. I don't know if you're gonna shoot me. I don't know what you're gonna do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
don't know if you know, hey. So
Yeah,
we gonna just leave it like it is. And
yeah.
Wilder's the type of person, he's passionate what he think. He really believed that, and in
He
his
really
mind.
believe it.
So in his mind, he said, "Man, you really tried to hurt me bad or kill me possibly in that ring. So on my morals and my principles, I'm gonna stand on that." And that's all I got right now because I'm
You gotta
defeated.
have
I'm
something.
humiliated.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm
Drake.
Right.
leaving out
So
with my
Drake.
moral. I'm leaving out with my morals.
So Drake. So okay, that happened.
Hmm.
And you said that this man did this, that, and other, and we
Yeah.
just seen damn near a remake of the second fight.
That
Damn near the
now
same.
I'm gonna
I
take
don't
the
think so.
ladder. I'm gonna take the
But just hear me
ladder.
out.
And
I'm not.
and
I mean, Wilder dropped him
yeah,
twice, but I'm just saying, as
yeah,
far as just the overall thing, like he believed that the dude cheated, and that's
yeah,
why he lost the way he lost.
Hmm.
So
yeah.
this dude now, they on the gloves. You know, everything is on. They got the same gloves on.
Right,
Any
right.
dog walk you again, it's like,
Yeah.
bro.
Well, I don't
I'm
think
a
I won't call it a dog. I'm not gonna call it a dog. Like the first one was an obliteration. It was like Wilder had no moments at all in that. You
On
know,
the first, in the
yeah,
second
and
fight.
the second one, yeah, it's just hard
Yeah,
to
yeah.
because right. So the second one is like Wilder had no moments. In this one, this was a fight though, and and then also on the flip side with that, why I don't agree with that as well is because regardless of what he accused Breland of doing or not doing or whatever that was, he lived up to his word of what he wanted to do and why he fired Breland was going out on his shield, which is what he attempted to do. Like that's
right.
what he did. So when I look at it, it's like okay, he got beat, but I don't see it like the second fight. Listen, from the first fight, when you look at Tyson Fury and he was fat, he wasn't fat like this. It was a worse kind of fat. It was like he was a recovered drug addict, alcoholic who had a couple months to get back in the ring. Tyson Fury wasn't all there. You know what I'm
I'm a
saying? And he still outboxed Wilder in the first fight. So
I'm
it's not uncommon to me to see it play out this way because he's just always been better.
I'm gonna take the ladder, Kwame. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say shout out to Fury, Tyson Fury, for sticking to
Mhm.
the game plan because not only did he get knocked down twice and hurt bad, he
Hurt
still
bad.
got in there and stuck to that game plan. And I
Yeah,
think he might
Mhm.
have one of them bodies where no matter how he work out, he don't tan or he
yeah,
don't create
yeah,
definition.
yeah.
And when he left that, he made that appearance like he a gypsy. That means that's trickery, sorcery.
Right.
So I think when he left that, he's probably at home doing sit-ups, push-ups, all that stuff, bro. And he gave that appearance like, oh, I'm at home, I'm drinking
Yeah,
beer,
yeah. Like
I'm
He's
partying.
Denzel
not the
said the
first
other day,
one.
you ain't gonna show a person what you're doing.
Right.
He's not the first one. You look at Big Country and MMA, the
Yeah,
UFC. That
yeah,
There
dude
you
carried
go.
around a beer gut and he knocked dudes out left and right.
There you
yeah.
go.
That's
Look at
true.
Ruiz. Look at
Yeah.
Ruiz.
Hey Scott, what's going on, Scott Free?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Scott is
Glad to
free.
finally get you on, brother. How you doing?
Oh man, glad to be on, man. Glad to be on a part of this, man.
But I
Man, we
think
Oh
just
this
clipped
is
a
yeah.
little bit from the fight. The trilogy last night.
Scott Free serious. Scott Free rocking the Bone Thugs and Harmony braids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
we about to hear something from Scott Free. You from Cleveland?
Oh nah, Tennessee, man. Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay,
Tennessee,
okay. How you
Tennessee.
doing,
woo.
Scott? I'm just talking, man. How you doing,
Oh
man?
man, you know I can take it, man. But
Oh
yeah,
Give us
yeah,
your
so
yeah.
take on
y'all
everything, Scott.
recount on the fight, huh?
Yeah, give us your take on everything from the first fight or the second, the third, or however you want to break it down.
All right. My breakdown on it is on the first fight, man. I think that honestly, and this is my opinion, man, I think Wilder got kind of cheated out of that fight.
Explain.
Let me tell you why. Okay, so it went the full distance, right? If you look at the punch count status, Tyson Fury outlanded Wilder by 13 punches. He landed 84 punches to Wilder's 71 punches.
Right.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. So do you think 13 punches overcomes 2 knockdowns in a fight?
Well, you don't. I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna say I can't answer that because I know that's not the only thing you look for when you're judging a fight.
They
Right,
got ring
exactly.
generalship, all
Yeah,
of
It's
that.
got to be ring
but that is
generalship.
part of it.
It's
You
got to
know,
be who led the fight, right? So
Right.
in the
effective
first fight,
aggressiveness.
Wilder came forward, so that means he walked into some jabs, correct?
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah. True.
that's going to give the person that is walking into the punches, you're going to get hit more because you're going to walk into those jabs, right?
Okay.
So that's why I say I think honestly I was okay with a draw, but 2 knockdowns should have put Wilder at least a point ahead. I think, me personally, right?
That's not the first fight that's happened though.
Yeah.
What do you
Oscar
mean?
De La Hoya Mayweather. How many punches did De La
Yeah,
Hoya throw and
but
still
that
lose?
was a
De La
whole
Hoya, Shane Mosley too.
Yeah.
but that's apples to apples. I mean, that's apples to oranges. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
Mayweather and De La Hoya's fight was a little bit more of a chess match. Neither one of them
True.
got knocked down, but Fury got knocked down twice in that first match.
Right.
That says a whole lot.
There's a whole lot more power shots that was thrown too by Fury. And then power shots count for a lot of points.
Right.
So
Goddamn,
you
Yeah.
telling
hey,
me
Tizzy
13
talking
power
now, ain't he,
shots?
Hey,
Goon?
Tizzy's on it, boy.
Tizzy talking
But let me
now,
ask you this.
baby.
Let's say they were power shots, which they really wasn't because he mostly dropped more jabs. Let's say he threw 13 more power shots, right? But Wilder's punches knocked him off his feet. Those are 2 totally different things.
Back in the day, you had to knock a champion out to win.
Right.
Yeah,
It
back
ain't
in
the
the day,
same
that was
nowadays.
the rule back in the day.
And Wilder was the champion. So you see what I'm saying?
Right.
But he
To
didn't.
be the champion, you had to beat the champion clearly, right?
But see,
Wilder
Fury
was the champion.
Fury was telling everybody that he was the lineal champion because he had all the belts.
Right.
But that don't count because Wilder
Yeah,
was
I mean,
the
I feel
reigning,
you. I feel you.
I don't know. I don't
Wilder
know.
was the
Ratings.
reigning WBC champion.
Correct.
And
Correct.
he lost his title. Well, it was a draw. So I said, I'm okay with a draw, right?
Yeah.
Second fight, I do believe it was some funny business going on in the second fight.
Explain.
Well, the reason why is because some of the old school fighters said, and if you'll listen to Jerron Ennis's dad, he even referred to it. A lot of times back in the day, back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, they were tampering with water. They were with the hand wraps, they were making the hand wraps into like a cast. They put water on it and make them hard, and that's what
Turn them
Mark
into
Reed got
plastic.
caught with. If you look at all the boxing, none of the commissions has ever caught a boxer cheating, ever.
You know what? You made that point the other day, and I wanted to reach out to you, and that was an excellent point. That was an excellent point. You said that the other day.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but Wilder said, I did my best. It wasn't good enough. I'm not sure what happened. I knew that he didn't come in 277 to be a ballet dancer. He came to lean on me, try to rough me up, and succeeded. So I could live with him. I mean, I could live with that. There's no excuses in there. He said he did his best. He lost.
But he did give a slight in that.
Well, I think on this last fight right here, I give all credit to Fury because I think it was a straight up fight and Fury won the fight, hands down.
Yeah.
I think that where Wilder went wrong at is when he put on that weight, he had a whole year. And anybody knows that for athletes, anytime you put that kind of muscle on them, you have to do sprint work and you have to do running. They did a lot of sparring, but sparring doesn't really just transition into 12 rounds.
And a lot of weightlifting, bro.
Bench
what?
pressing. Yeah,
and
when he said he was benching 350, I'm like, why? Like, who would tell you to do that?
I think that was a new mistake on Malik Scott's. I think that he took full control over that as the head trainer. But I think where he went wrong at was just that part. Not saying Wilder would win, but there's no way a known drug addict who's getting high and partying all the time should have more win than a guy who's trained 12 months, didn't take time off. I mean, by the
and the dude caught COVID,
dead.
Supposedly, allegedly.
Yeah, I don't believe the COVID because I think that was a tactic from Bob Arum that he had T.O., Fimo Lopez, and Tyson Fury to pull.
Look at Tizzy.
I heard
Look at
that fight
Tizzy.
didn't do good. Last night before they fought, they were saying that somebody didn't sell out or something.
Yeah,
Look
well,
at Tizzy.
Triller canceled that shit with T.O.
Hey man, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell you. I'm sorry, bro.
Who got
See,
the feedback?
you gotta
Somebody
pay
got
attention
feedback.
to what's. That ain't me, is it? That ain't me this time.
I'm gonna put my mic on pause because I keep hearing it too.
Okay. Okay, we good now.
That was it. It's
Okay.
you. Now, you got to pay attention to Tizzy and you pay attention to Scott. See, they got this North Carolina, Tennessee rivalry going here, bro. I know about that. Tizzy, I know about that because I got kicked out of school down there. So I know about that little rivalry y'all got down there. I ain't forgot.
They got a
Well,
rivalry,
first
a
of all,
low-key
I don't
rivalry
care
going on, bro.
how much drugs that man was smoking. You ever see a crackhead get knocked out? I mean, let's be honest. Crackhead, you hear the stuff like that. I mean, man.
Hey, Scott Free, you got to come
point.
back off that one, bro. You got to come
man,
back.
Yeah, I ain't even seen a crackhead
Static
get
and
COVID,
all.
man. It's something about that crack, man.
Yo, y'all funny, bro.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, wow, that's crazy, man. But
That's the
I think
truth, though.
Yeah, that's
Wilder
somebody
was,
else's mic. I keep
second
hearing.
fight.
I put mine on pause, but that's somebody else's mic.
Tizzy, mute yours real quick. Y'all hear it still? Drake, mute yours.
Yep.
Drake.
Well, let me see.
It might be you, bro.
nope.
Damn.
Nope, it ain't me.
Y'all think it's me?
If it's you, I'm clowning you.
Bro, that's crazy. Hold on, man.
How you the host?
I think it is your ass.
Somebody had tried to call me. You know how I kick you off?
Oh, I think you sound like you over there making Rice Krispie treats or something, man.
Let me mute myself.
Sound like
See, when Wilder got, he got upset in the second fight because his corner threw in the towel. His eardrum was busted. He was swimming. Now you look at this next fight. I think 8th or 9th round, he was swimming again. If you look at the end of the game, end of the rounds, when he knocked him out, he still had blood coming from his ear. I think Tyson Fury re-ruptured that eardrum, and the dude was swimming again. That's why you seen all these haymakers. He was drunk on his feet. I mean, once you got a man like that.
Oh, fuck. My bad, bro.
Tizzy on mute.
No, my bad. I did that shit. You had a good point. I was trying to jump in. Like, that's a good point.
Yeah. Well, I think, just, not over analyzing everything. I feel like we all won. That fight, that's up there with like Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Ali, Frazier, Foreman. Like this is one for the history books. And look, I don't try not to get emotional about it. Like a lot of these fans is on social media. A guy gets knocked out. Mike Tyson got knocked out. Like he got knocked out by Lennox Lewis. He never knocked him down once in that fight. I don't even think Lennox Lewis was ever in trouble in the damn fight. But people still love Mike Tyson to this day. They still love him. So when I look at Wilder in this case, it's like I just have a lot of respect for how much of himself he put into the fight, just taking those punches, knowing like the fight could have been stopped earlier by the ref, a couple rounds earlier. He was holding on, but the thing is with Wilder, it's hard to call a fight with Wilder when you see him like that because at any moment he could stop you. So at any given second he could hit you with something, and then he could stop you, and then it is what it is. So he had to go down the way that he went down. It was a little heartbreaking to see that, but for the love of the sport of boxing, to see that, I mean, what more can you?
It was great. It was
Can you
great fight
ask
for
for?
boxing, that's for sure.
Yeah, like what more can you ask for? It's like you in life, you win some, you lose some. No one's right 100% of the time, so you don't got to make no excuses for Wilder why he lost or why this happened or Fury did this. It's just A
You
great
can't
fight.
Hey
go.
Scott, so
Go
what do
ahead.
you want to see happen next in the heavyweight division?
Hmm.
Can you hear Scott?
Unification.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Scott get right down to it, don't he?
I think Fury and Usyk should need to go to it, man.
Yeah.
I think we just need to go ahead and stop all the bull and go ahead and let it be a undisputed champion.
But AJ say he coming back.
Yeah,
I personally think AJ need to see a psychiatrist before he go back in that ring. I
Talk
think
that
he's
shit.
shell shocked.
I don't think AJ's ever coming back. Truly, you know what it is. You know AJ's problem?
He's scared to get hit, man.
Nope.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's the whole thing that Marvin Hagler said. It's hard to get up at 6 a.m. when you're sleeping on silk sheets. He done made too much money. He doesn't have that hunger no more. You can't put that back in him. He's playing it careful and playing it safe. After
That could be it.
knocked him out, he doesn't want to get in there and mix it up, and that just means
That's a good point, though.
I think
that's a good point.
I think it's a mixture of both, though. I don't think it's I think it's more of what Goon said, though, where he don't want to get hit. It's I was talking to my brother about this. It's like Maidana and Broner. You know, Maidana changed Broner. You know what I'm saying? And even though Andy Ruiz lost a rematch because he was, eating whatever the fuck he was eating and came in the ring looking like a damn fucking pig, you know what I'm saying? But even the way AJ fought that fight, and you can say, all right, well, I respect, you can kind of respect him respecting his power since he got knocked out by him. So maybe he just said, look, I'm going to just fight an easier fight. But it's now obvious that he don't want to, and I'm not saying you want to get hit in boxing, but shit, sometimes you got to give something to get some.
AJ don't even
Antonio,
engage.
what's up, Antonio?
What's up, Antonio?
AJ don't even engage, bro. Like he won't even engage.
Punches coming is like he's shell shocked.
Yeah.
Anytime you get knocked out, you know you change.
You know when they first
Anytime
start out,
you get
a lot
knocked
of
out, you
boxers are
change.
hungry, and they'll walk through the pits of hell to win a title. But once they lose that hunger, you don't see that reckless abandonment no more. They don't go out there recklessly like, I'm gonna take a punch just to knock you out. All that goes out the window, and that kind of comes from good living. You know what I mean? You start watching the kid, you start doing things, and you don't want to take that risk no more. I think that happens to a lot of fighters once they make it to the top.
Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't remember the dude he fought. I can't remember the white dude he fought. He's Boston, he's Irish or something like that. Dude was giving
when
me
he got knocked down
until he knocked him down, and then Ali's like,
gotta beat his ass.
You talking when he fought the Buffalo? What's his name? They call him the Buffalo.
He was overseas. They fought overseas.
No, they fought here. Was it overseas in the States? A white-headed boy.
I thought it was overseas.
Yeah, Tyson fought that dude they called they call him the Buffalo.
The Siberian Rocky, was that the guy? I know.
Knocked
the
him
guy you
down
talking
with a body shot is when he hit Ali.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Wasn't that the guy that they actually made the Rocky story
Weltner?
about?
Oh, you said Muhammad Ali. I thought you said Mike.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali. I think that was the guy that they actually made the story of Rocky about.
Yeah,
he sued Rocky about. Yeah, he sued Sylvester Stallone over there.
He sure did.
Yep.
All
but
right,
Ali
fellas,
was a
man,
different animal. Ali could turn it on when he wanted to. But any man that gets knocked out, I mean Tyson. Once Tyson got knocked out, he was never the same. Any professional fighter that gets knocked out, they don't want to catch them hands no more.
Yeah, but Tyson wasn't the same after he came out of prison.
Right.
And then they put him on those meds. Remember they had to give him those meds to calm him down?
Tyson wasn't the same.
That was it.
Yeah, Tyson wasn't the same ever since he met Robin Givens, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth. That woman had his mental, man. She had it.
You remember he was sitting there while they was doing their interview with Barbara Walters, and he just looking at her like, I was like,
man, wow. They was dogging him out.
Yeah, she was talking about how he beat her ass and shit. He looks subdued, like sedated.
Yeah.
He's
I'm like, what's going on?
Say this.
Well, at least it wasn't Tiger Woods' ex-wife. Yeah, he messed up. Even worse.
Yeah. All right, fellas, man, we're going to close this down, man. Y'all want some closing remarks?
Yeah, Yeah, just I just say, you know, salute to both of those guys. We all won last night. You know,
Yeah.
I wish Wilder was on the other side of it. He wasn't. I'm okay with that because it was a great fight. You know, the boxing fans won. That was one for the history books.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, then. We go log on off, man. Appreciate everybody coming out. Please hit the like
Deuces.
button and subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.